What's happening, everybody? Jason right here in Brandy, Montana. We've got another awesome guest with us this week. We have Andrew Schlesser. If I mispronounced your name, I
Wow, he did it the
apologize,
first
but I think I
time.
got
Yeah,
it. That's a good reaction.
That's so
well played.
impressive.
Yep, he's a general manager of Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. And Andrew, we're glad to have you on the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, dude. Appreciate
No
it.
problem at all.
Yeah, I'm totally intimidated now because I tried to say Andrew's name like 5 times and I couldn't get it. So
You can do it.
Just got to read it off slowly.
someday I'll be a big girl and I'll be able to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm totally excited because this is my friend Andrew, and I love this dude. He is a rock star in our local community. So I think I've mentioned before that, I do a lot of networking within our local area, and Sweet Dreams Mattress Company is a well-known local company, all due to this amazing man right here. Welcome to the show, dude.
Thank you. I wish I could take all the credit for it, but it truly is a team effort, and we really like to go out and be a part of the community. So Brandy, you and I actually have a really fun origin story of how we first met. But even though we actually really met at like one of our small business chapters, the LCAN SBN Lake Norman Small Business Network. So, but we had actually worked together previously with the Testify Choir video.
That's
that
right.
we did.
That's
you
right.
had come out to that, so I made a funny song, played it on guitar, and her daughter was in the Testify Choir that came and backed us up. So we were doing a funny song just about lifting your head up and sleeping better at night, and she had actually come to the store for that. So
Very nice.
I got to be on the Cool Kid Club that day.
Yeah.
So Andrew does some pretty amazing things. So he really kind of is the front man in the community for the marketing piece. Like, people know Greg and, oh my gosh, I forgot Greg's wife's name.
Katie.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Katie. My bad. I'm terrible right now. I'm so sorry.
So disappointing.
I know. I can't say his name.
Jeez.
I can't remember Katie. Like, I'm just off today.
What exactly do you bring to the show, Brandy?
I'm not real sure right now. I brought Andrew.
There you go. Redeemed.
So some of the things that make his marketing style so amazing is, number one, you may notice that he's actually wearing a mattress costume. So he is Mattman.
Have you guys ever had a superhero on the show before?
We have not.
Awesome.
We have now. Mattman is here.
That's right.
So Mattman shows up at like community 5Ks. He shows up at charity events. He shows up at networking events. You need Mattman, he'll be there for you.
Put up the mat symbol. Or if I hear snoring, I'm there.
I like it. Very nice. Do you have a little spotlight that goes up in the sky, or not yet?
Well, during night I'm sleeping, so I don't see the mat symbol. I can hear it, but so during the day I fight the things that keep you up at night. During the night, Batman's got that covered. Like,
gotcha.
He's got the night on lockdown. I do my better sleep fighting during the day.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
He is good. So another thing that he was just talking about a second ago, so the thing that my daughter did. So he is an undercover musician. So like, he's Mattman, he's Dream Team, and he's a musician. So kudos, because he just took this big, awesome trip to New York and played his little guitar everywhere. But so he uses that skill in his marketing. So what he does is he makes a parody of a well-known song. That one was Sweet Eurythmics. What's the name of the song?
Well, there was two that we done with Testify. One was Sweet Dreams Are Made of These by Eurythmics. And that's so that one, we had won the Normie Award. So it was Sweet Dreams Are Made of These, all of Lake Norman would agree. So it all starts with a fun pun. And the other one was Your Love Lifts You Higher. And it was your bed lifts your head higher and higher. And then, Lucas, the kid in that video, he's like lifting his head up and he's sleeping better.
See, there you go. So one of the things that I love about Andrew is he takes something that could be really, really boring marketing. I mean,
our
mattress
industry's
company,
bad.
they sell furniture and they sell mattresses. Like, it could be really boring. And he has brought to it a sense of life, a sense of wanting to be a part of something. So tell me, Andrew, how did all of that come about? Mattman doing the parody songs, like where do these ideas come from?
I have a love for Weird Al music. Like those were the first albums I'd ever bought when I was a kid. But it comes down to the way our culture is with the Dream Team and my brother-in-law, Greg. Like years ago, he sat down and he's showed us a graph of like, here's the line of, you know, we work, we're successful, but then you have another line of what you do in your personal life that is like your time and your success there. And we don't want to get to the end of work and those things not overlap.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time I was really just kind of the sales guy with Sweet Dreams. Like I was helping the business, but I wasn't really doing the things that like I really wanted to do, you know, for myself. So then the things like joining the marketing team and being creative there and having fun, like that just kind of bore into itself where I decided to take the chance and start writing the songs, start trying to produce the videos, and then putting them out there and seeing how it worked. And it's really just kind of snowballed from there. And now I do a lot more of our social media marketing, or like Greg has always believed that we need to have more videos, more and more videos. So then to try to make that happen, and you know, and make it interesting, make it fun, make it educational, because otherwise, like I say, our industry is bad. Like if you look at it's salespeople in the mattress industry are oftentimes thought of as car industry people, and it's way down here on Consumer Reports because it's always about advertising price, $299 mattress. Here's a car. Here's a payment for a car. But we don't want to just sell you a mattress. We want to improve your life. We want to help you sleep better at night. So we don't like to talk about the price of things. We want to talk about the experience of it, and then and fire you up and have a fun time while you're in the showroom. So like conveying that to the consumer or the people out there is the goal more than it is just to sell them something, so that, you know, they remember the really funny place if they need a mattress. You know, they remember the place that had the funny jingle, or the place that helped their kids, you know, have a good experience with the choir. So like whenever we've done those choir videos, we also back up those kids and support the choir too. So it's not just like, hey, be a part of our marketing. It's being in the community, giving back, and making relationships. So a lot of that's born out of you know, doing both.
So since you have taken this turn in the marketing from, you know, getting more in the marketing team and really focusing on that, would you say that Greg and Katie would agree that that it has impacted the business? Like, how has it impacted the business?
Yeah, so we for Facebook, like a lot of our social media it's a collaboration. It's really hard to have like one social media person constantly be posting and making it new and fresh. So we all kind of come at it with our own angles, and we all make it interesting by, you know, by trading off and keeping it fresh for each person when you go to make a video or you have an idea. But the impact is pretty awesome. The people that come in, or when I go to networking events, I find that a lot of folks will tell me that they've seen the marketing and they talk to me about it because it's fun. Like a recent one Katie did was jumping really slow-mo, landing on a couch. And
I saw that one. It was so good.
And Greg was like, safe, right? So stuff like that, you know, or like the funny songs. People talk to us about our marketing versus before. You know, if you got customers in the store, they don't necessarily, you don't know how they found you. We can actually see them come in to talk about the products we put on Facebook or we put on Instagram, and that makes it really next level, because like you're actually engaging with the people that you know, actually consumed your marketing, whether it's like Facebook or television. So actually seeing the energy level from the consumers or even the community is what we're looking for, more than just trying to sell something.
Awesome. So I'm gonna put you on the spot, since you seem to like to do that to me, Jason. So
Bring it on.
So obviously, Andrew and his team, they have great content. They have a desire to make it alive, full of value. So as someone who is a content expert, a thought leader in digital marketing, what's your take on that? Do you have some words of wisdom? Do you have anything that can take it to the next level? What are your thoughts?
One thing I really like about it, and I've been thinking about it for a few minutes now, is he's put the human touch back into the marketing. So many people get away from like the actual conversation or the actual experience. So it's always going to have value and power, and it's fun. It makes people feel stuff. So you're doing beautiful stuff there. And I'm in the Indianapolis area, and anytime I hear mattress marketing, it's always on the radio because I don't really watch much TV, and it's always this crazy sale, we're going out of business or something. It's like the same thing every time. And I'm like, didn't you guys just run that 2 weeks ago? Like, you're going out of business again? Like, how many times have we gone out of business, guys? And once upon a time, the first time I quit corporate America, I was trying to launch a neighborhood magazine. So I'd go to these different companies and say, hey, here's the magazine in your area. And then they would buy advertising. And I tried to approach a mattress store one time, actually, and they shoot me out of there pretty quick. But yeah, it's always price-based from what I see as well. It's funny that you mentioned that. Actually, the bed we have now, we bought from something like that years ago, and it needs to be replaced big time. I think I'd be better off sleeping in the front yard, to be honest with you.
I know a guy.
Yeah. Well, even a lot of time your local independent retailer does a lot better at like finding your needs or like matching you up to that. So even when people come to us with the, like, oh, what do I do? That's where we send them first. But I mean, it's a commodity. You can buy it from Amazon, Costco, Sam's Club. I'm in a Sam's Club shopping center right now, and I see people drive out with mattresses in the backs of their truck. And, while that competition is tough, like, you have to differentiate yourself.
Yep.
And you have to try to be everywhere, whether it's social media or talking to folks or being in the community. So like, it is a struggle, and you're never going to win if you're trying to beat these big box stores on the lowest price. They will always have a lower price. So you got to look for the different way that you can affect the customers' lives. Yep. And that's, for us, it's like better sleep, it's supporting the community, and then, getting away from price. And then also on our, aside from our marketing, the customer experience side, like, has to be 5 stars every time. And like, we call it the no star left behind, so like, even if we see a 4-star, Greg is just wondering, what can we do to take that to 5? And we try to tell them, like, not everyone's going to give you 5 stars, man. Like, you literally have to show up, walk their dog, take out their trash for like 3 weeks, and then like do their dishes, maybe even help with their laundry, and then you'll get the 5th star. But he's still thinking, what else can we do? Like, what can be a part of this culture that drives that to 5 stars no matter what? So.
No, you're doing some awesome stuff. And one thing I tell everybody is, obviously the biggest asset of digital marketing is your email list or your community. So always be growing that. And if you're not doing that, there's a big opportunity for you as well. So
do you think it's a mistake to like send an email too often, or like when is too often? Because we do even have folks that we send emails to, but we're always afraid that they're going to get mad at us because we know how we feel about spam.
Yeah.
And we make our shopping experience like we want people to shop. We want to shop at our own stores. It's so easy and like low pressure, but that's kind of one of those areas where you just don't know, like, how are people going to react if I send them like 2 emails a month or 3 emails a month.
You can send people an email every week and it's not going to bug them. Here's the thing though, every email you send, since you sell a product, don't make it about buying the product. I mean, you guys are already, what if you just documented what you're doing in the community? What if a bulk of the email was simply repurposing that experience, that video, that content? And it's just a brand awareness thing, honestly. And it's keeping people engaged, because if I don't talk to Brandy for 6 months at all, out of sight, out of mind, she'll forget who I am. But if we podcast regularly and see each other, we stay fresh in each other's minds. It's the same thing. So if you don't email your list, they're going to forget who you are, and they're going to, maybe they'll have a need with what you sell and go somewhere else because they've forgotten about you. Not because you're forgettable, but we're all pounded with so much information and so much marketing daily, from every single device we look at, every sign. I mean, there's like, I forget what it is, like 3,500, pitches a day that we see subconsciously. So maybe you give value 4 or 5 times, and maybe you do a flash sale once in a while through email. You can mix it up a little bit, but just repurposing what you guys are already doing through email is a good way where you can easily get away with an email a week. And when people get on your email list, something that most businesses don't do, which is surprising, but have some kind of a welcome sequence. Maybe it's 3 emails. Email 1 is, hey, this is who we are. This is how we're different. And this is what you can expect being on our list. And if you set that expectation, companies find that their open rates are better, their engagement's better, and email really is the ultimate asset online. Because Facebook, as we know, changes the rules all the time. So when people get too dependent on anything that Facebook has, it can be a very dangerous game to play. They're even getting into the messenger bots so much that they're starting to control that. So email, even though it's older, it's still the foundation of all marketing automation.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
I really like what you said about the intro email, because that literally determines whether I keep you or I unsubscribe.
Yep.
Because like I get a lot of LinkedIn, I'm on in LinkedIn a lot. So I get a lot of, LinkedIn messages. And if their first message isn't, hey Brandy, how are you? Just glad we connected. They're an automatic delete. That first initial impression makes all the difference. That was good.
We talked about this a while ago about LinkedIn. It's quieted down a little bit here lately, but I should say the last few months, but here in like the last week, the LinkedIn hard pitches have come back out of left field. People are like, hi, I'm Jason. Want to buy my cool thing? And I'm like, really? Like, stop. I don't even respond. Or if I'm in a really playful mood, I'll start messing with them. Like, do people actually buy from this? Like, seriously? Does this work for you? And some people will talk to you and some people won't. But like, I'm like, no, I really want a response. Like, does this work? But it's funny. It doesn't matter if you're selling something or even trying to give away a resource. If you ask too quick from somebody that you don't know, people just shut down. We're the same way though. So
what do we say every week at networking? Know, like, trust.
Gotta be a know, like, trust.
Yep.
I'd rather know what you have for lunch and like how you want it made more than what you are actually selling, because I have to like you if I'm going to buy that product. So yeah, definitely want to know what you had for lunch.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, let me tell you. Oh no, just kidding. So another question. What if you had to share something about, who you are, what you do, what you guys do as a company, what's a message that you want to share?
Our message is we want to help as many people achieve their dreams as possible. So it's both like our customers and our employees. That's what, the team that we have is why we're successful. It's not necessarily the things I do or the things that one person does. So, but by caring about both sides and everybody, like that being our goal, that is where we feel like by the end of our run, or when we're done doing what we're doing, we can look back and feel like we made an impact. And having that first before all the rest of it really kind of puts you in the right place to make the right decisions about what you're planning, what you're wanting to achieve. So that's definitely the message that we try to convey, both with our staff, but also with our customers and the public.
That's awesome.
Let me ask you this. Do you guys sell just locally or do you sell online as well?
We did online before, but it's a little bit different now with the rise of some Amazons and a lot of that stuff. When I started with the company 13 years ago, I was actually selling beds and shipping them across the country to people. They would shop for it at like a Macy's or a big department store. It's way overpriced. We knew what our lineup was in comparison, but that's kind of gone away ever since like 2008, 9. And then the advent of recently Beds in the Box, which is actually really funny. Those Beds in the Box were born out of how awful it was to shop for a mattress. Like going into a mattress store is so awful. And so they created this monster that is now a huge chunk of our industry. Mm-hmm. That is just no longer even coming into the store. So we do online for our local customers and like to branch out a little bit from there. But really, we wanted to focus on, where we have the greatest impact, where we can trust that we can hire people to make the delivery happen to the standards we set and the expectations we set with a customer. But we don't want a third party doing the delivery because you don't know that guy. he might be having a bad day, you know, and then the customer's last impression of you was that guy. So that's really hard. So instead, we just reined it in, and we more focus on the greater Charlotte area, but we still ship up and down the East Coast. Like our customers will, we got in a lot of New York transplants in the Charlotte market. We got a lot of Florida transplants in the Charlotte market. They have families, they have, you know, other houses. So you end up still needing to fill that niche. It might not be like the most lucrative business to do that, but we would rather help that person and keep them, us be their go-to guy, than say no. It's like we have to try. So
Yep.
end up at least trying to, you know, still service whatever needs they might have.
You guys will like this. So about 3 weeks ago, we bought a new electric cooktop stove for our kitchen from Best Buy. And I don't have any problem throwing the name out there. So they use a third-party delivery company, and they're always like, don't use them unless, you know, you absolutely have to. So they delivered this cooktop, and it was like 40 pounds. It wasn't real heavy. And these guys opened the back of the box truck, and I'm not kidding. There was refrigerators and huge TVs, like all fallen over and piled up.
Yeah.
And I used to work in trucking, and I was like, guys, do you not have straps or what? Because if that was my fridge, we'd be fighting out here. They're like, we don't have any straps. I said, so how do people respond when you bring their brand new stuff destroyed? He goes, it's not pretty. And I was like, what? Like, what's wrong with people? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
why would that bother you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's new.
I had the smallest thing on the truck, and it was fine. You know, I checked it out right there, but I was just like, okay, it's God forbid we make a little effort, you know? So,
right.
Anyway, very nice.
That's one of the things that I love about this company and this team is I've had numerous conversations with Andrew and Steven and about they really care about the customer experience. And obviously from what Andrew was saying earlier, you know, that comes from the top down, you know, how can we get another star? Like, how can we be 5-star? That's a heart for your customers that not every company has. So, I mean, it good customer experience comes leadership top down. And I applaud this company, and I'm really thankful that you came on the show, Andrew, besides the fact that I just love you.
Yeah. You know, Greg is one of the leaders that taught me how to lead, and it's always been fun to, like, 13 years is a long time. It's a family business, but it's not been a chore, because we all, you know, in retail, you could sell things you don't believe in, and that's tough. But then in our case, you know, when you do focus more on the customers, or surviving 2008, that was really bad. But instead of like scrambling for it, we just focused on every single customer we had. And that's what, you know, like they still, the community then rallies for you. So that's really when it was ingrained in my head. And it's, you know, it's been a lot of fun. So you don't have to question your morals. You don't have to question whether or not you're going to, you know, do something just to make money. It's literally got to be, is it in the customer's best interest? And if it is, then you believe in it and it'll be successful.
Awesome. Any other questions from you, Mr. Wright?
No, I'm good. If people watching or listening would love to learn more about your company, how could they do so?
We've got Instagram. You can watch the adventures of Mattman on Instagram.
Nice.
It's Sweet Dreams LKN. Also, Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture on Facebook, or shopsweetdreams.com is the actual URL for our company. So I do a lot of the 5Ks, and if anybody's in the Lake Norman area, I'm going to be at, we do the Turkey Trot every year. That's a lot of fun. And, you know, you can just see some of our shenanigans, especially on the Facebooks and stuff. Jason, I do have a question for you.
Sure.
How far away do you live from Portillo's?
I think that's going to be 35 minutes north of me.
Oh, man.
It's like hot dogs and stuff, right?
Yeah. Italian beef, big beef, dipped, sweet peppers.
I've never been there, but I know where one is.
Yeah, no, you need to go. That's the spot.
You know, what's funny is I'm actually starving right now. My wife literally just said, I want to go to Greenwood, and that's where it's at.
Like, dude,
I can make this happen today if I wanted to.
Big beef or little Italian beef dipped sweet peppers, phenomenal. They got a chocolate cake shake. It's delicious. It's 2,000 calories in a cup. So watch out if you're watching calories. But it is delicious. Like, it's absolutely awesome. And they do hot dogs and stuff too. The Italian beef, man.
Very nice.
Good stuff.
I like
Right
this
there.
podcast even better.
Yeah.
Man, good stuff, man.
First things first, your business. Second thing first, lunch.
Gotta
Lunch.
eat, yeah.
Mhm.
For sure, man. Well, thank you very much for coming on. It's been awesome. Hope you had fun.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
No problem at all.